Peace. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Give it a little second for everybody to get on. This is Coach Boy. We are about to have our, first bosses meeting. So, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, grab your popcorn, grab your wine, get you something to drink, get you something to eat, get you something to smoke, and we're about to go ahead and get into this. I thought I had talked about this before. As a matter of fact, I'm sure I've talked about this before. As far as who is in charge. So I made a post a little earlier asking the ladies, what type of business are you when it comes to relationships? What type of boss are you? Are you Eli Lilly, which I was making reference to top of the food chain as far as how hard it is to get this particular job, how much money this job makes, just basically a top end job, or are you more of a corner store? Both are jobs, but one is a little bit more high end than the other, but both are respectable. So some of the sisters didn't understand why I said that they were the boss or why I used that type of terminology. So here we go. The reason why women are the boss. See, I only got one person on here, so I'm gonna wait for a second. What's going on, family? What's going on? I'm gonna holler at you, G. I still need to holler at you. But I'm gonna wait for a second. We're gonna get on. That way I don't have to say this twice. The sisters can ask their questions and it's gonna be all good. So y'all definitely get on, holler at me, tell your people we on. Now we gonna get into this whole understanding of why women are really the boss of relationships. Why women do run all relationships. So yes, indeed. My man. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. And I'm not shitting on the brothers. And that's the one thing I never do. The brother, we are very important in all of this. We are key components in all of this. But truth be told, the sisters are in charge. The sisters are absolutely in charge. And the reason that they in charge, I only got two people on here. All right. I'm gonna give it a second. I'm gonna grab something to drink. I'm gonna be right back. Okay, here we go. What's going on, Miss Charmaine? Here we go. We got a few people on here now. I ain't want to get started with nobody on here. What's going on? What's going on? All right, here we go. So we are talking about why women are the boss. As far as dating goes, since basically the beginning of time, dating revolves around men's pursuit of women. That's how all of this gets started. That's how all of this gets done. Men have a natural desire to be with women. That's our whole everything. And since we pursue women, that puts women in charge by default. Anything you pursue is in front of you. You don't pursue anything that's behind you. That's impossible. So you pursue what's in front of you. Once she's in front, that makes her the leader. So by default, our pursuit of her puts us in a dominant position. So now, as we're pursuing her, she decides how she wants to be pursued. All women are not going to be pursued the same way. All women are not going to be pursued by the same type of man all the time. Depending on how she's feeling that day, depending on how she's feeling that week, she might want to be pursued differently. So our job is to figure out how she wants to be pursued. Honestly, that's what romance is. I had sisters ask me how come men aren't more romantic, and I'm like, there is no such thing as a romantic man. Romance is what women like, what they hold true, things that are going to make them ooh and ah and swoon. Our job as men is to figure out what that is and pull that shit off. That's what romance is. If I think something is romantic and she don't think it's romantic, guess what ain't gonna get done. Right. Because it's only romantic if she finds pleasure in it. That's really what it is. And it might seem one-sided, but once again, we pursued her. So if we're pursuing her, that means basically we are auditioning. We're filling out a resume. We're trying to get in with her. So at that point, I reference the women as a boss, as a business. So now as a boss, as a business, even if people are wanting to be on your team, you've got to understand, what job are you hiring for? Are you even hiring? What do you need done for your life to be successful, for this job to be successful, for this business to be a success? What do you need done? And it's going to change. But if he's pursuing you, if he's asking for a job with you, for your attention, your job is to figure out, what do you need him for? So in that puts you in a position of power. So at that point, are you going to be easy to get? Are you going to be hard to get? A lot of my sisters are having problems with the men, and how come he's not consistent, and how come men don't do this? And I'm like, well, because he doesn't have to be. You're not making him be accountable. You're not making him be consistent. And it all begins with how it begins. If you want this person to respect you a certain way, if you want them to communicate with you a certain way, you've got to start the relationship off that way. You can't go back later and say, okay, let's do it. I've watched women sleep with a man on the first date or within the first week or two or whatnot, and then that's all they do is fuck. And then she starts to feel some type of way and wants to go backwards and say, okay, let's stop doing that and let's get to know each other on a different level. Are you insane? That does not work. You can't. That's retarded. That's absolutely retarded. So your job is to scout out the talent off gate. You've got to know, what do you want this man to do? And it could be whatever it is. It could be whatever it is, whatever you want him to do. It could be sex. It could be somebody that's handy. It could be it could be whatever it is, but you've got to own up to it and you've got to stand on it. And you've got to be able to figure out how to put him in a position to be successful at this job. Now, that's what the subservient role is. Women don't know how to be subservient. That's true. But you're not subservient as a worker. You're supposed to be subservient as a boss. So when you're subservient as a boss, that means your job is to make this job easier for your employees. I won't even say easier, but to be able to get the best out of them. So you might have a daycare. You might have 401k. You might have if you go to college, we'll pay for X amount, whatever it is that's going to give them the incentive to be loyal to this job and take this job serious, so their productivity is always top notch. That's how you're subservient. That's how you're supposed to be. You're supposed to give of yourself to make your employees feel better. So most women don't know how to submit. That's how women submit. You don't submit and just say somebody else run it. So, but I am getting off topic. So we're back to women being in charge. So a lot of women think that the man is supposed to be in charge. And I guess they get that from religion and Christianity. And they don't, the Bible doesn't say the man is the leader. They say he's the head of the household. And I'll give you that. And the reason he's the head of the household is somebody's got to be in front. So he is the appointed head. So you give a man the dispositions for him to feel important. But as we all know, if you go to any household and you want to know what's going on in that household, if anybody wants to know if things can get done or how they're going to get done, who are they going to go to? When the children want to know something, who are they going to go to? They go to the woman. People on the outside is going to, okay, well, what does she think? If the kids want to know something or want to do something and they go to their father, what's his response going to be? What'd your mama say? So that makes her the default leader. So as the leader, the only way you can be a leader is not based off of somebody saying you're the leader. It's based off of who's willing to follow you. More times than not, everybody's going to follow the woman in the household. That's just how it goes. So that makes her the leader. So now she's the leader of the household as well as the man. Now, in that, that's a lot of responsibility. And I know a lot of my sisters don't want to be the leader anymore because y'all have made some questionable decisions. And I get that. That still doesn't mean that you're not the leader. Because if you don't want to be the leader, at what time do you hand over power? If you get a man and you meet him, the odds are he's pursuing you. He's asking for your number, how you doing, Miss Lady, what's going on with you, whether it's in your DM or whatever. He's making the initial contact and he's doing the pursuing. So at that point, you're in charge. So you get to decide if we're going to go eat, if we're going to exchange numbers, when we going to talk, basically what we going to talk about, if we going to get together, how we going to get together. All of that is decided by you. So at what time and point in the relationship do you give that power over to him? That's the only way he can be in charge. Because up until then, you're in charge. So what's the ceremony? What's the words? What's the code? How does that go where you're now relinquishing power to him? And most women don't get that. You can't relinquish power like that. And if you do, now you're in for a ride that nobody knows where we're going, because he was chasing you. He was following you. And now if you have an 8-year-old boy, I don't know about girls as much, but if you have an 8-year-old boy and you ask him if he want to drive, what are you going to say? You serious? And you're like, yeah, you can drive if you want to. You let him drive. He don't know how to drive, but hell yeah, he going to want to drive. And if he crashed a car, kill somebody, tear up everything, whose fault is it? Just because he said he wanted to drive, you think he should drive? So just because the men want to be in charge and, I should be the boss and this and that, you think he's ready to be in charge? How many relationships do you know that are successful where the man is in charge? I don't mean he's making the most money, but I mean he is in charge. And if there's a man that's in charge, he's only in charge because his woman is letting him. That's just how it is. So my sisters right now, the biggest problem that y'all having is y'all are looking for partners. You don't need a partner. You have to work a long time at a firm, at a business before you make partner. What y'all are looking for, honestly, y'all are looking for personal assistance, because the role will constantly change. As a woman, you're constantly evolving. So your needs, your wants are constantly evolving. So you need somebody who's going to be able to be flexible, and not just flexible, but flexible in a way that they want this business to succeed. So they're going to be your person. They're going to be your everything. However this is going, they believe in you and this is how they go. But you've got to make sure that you're putting them in a position to feel good about what they're contributing to the team. That's the stroke. That's what you have to do. Most women have got to learn how to stroke men's egos. That's the biggest thing that you can do for a man to get him to do what you need him to do in this position. Whatever position it is, if you can stroke his ego correctly, he will do whatever you need him to do. And every man's ego is stroked differently. Your job is to figure out how the one that you're going to hire, how he is. And if you can't stroke his ego to get the best out of him, he shouldn't be on the team. That's not somebody that you want to hire. And as a boss, you've got to know how to pick employees. You've got to know how to figure out, is this person right for this job? And if they're not, how to get their asses up out of there fast before they tear up the position. So if you hire somebody and you're Apple, you're Eli Lilly, and you hire somebody who's not good for the job, all you did was make their resume look good. So if you a good girl and you this and this and then you decide to just slum one weekend or do some bullshit one day or just fuck with somebody that you know ain't your type or beneath you or whatnot and it don't work out, you just brought up their property value, but yours went down. They get to put you on the resume. Somebody that you don't even want other people to know that you even had them working in the office for that long. You don't want them to know that. Now it makes your job look goofy. Like, damn, you had such and such working up here, you know? Right, but their resume looks better now because you hired them. This is how most men get over. So a lot of times, most shouldn't even get past the front door, but you don't understand that you're a boss and that you run this. So your job is to evaluate talent. Too often, you're trying to give them your life story. You want somebody to talk to. You want somebody that's going to listen to you and help you and, oh my God, and you've done this and you're such a strong woman and oh my God, yeah, that's cool, but that's not really what this is about. That's high school. I hate to tell you, that's still young. And that might be what you need, but that's not going to bring you the results that you want. That's only good for a little while. And if a man gets into the practice of doing that, then he's not going to be able to do much else. Because that's the part that he knows, that's the part that he likes, that's the part he's been practicing. You're only as good as what you practice. So one of the biggest problems that my sisters are having is y'all are trying to get into relationships when you're not doing your best, when your life is not going that well. If your life is not going that well, the one thing you want your life to do is to go better. But if you get into a relationship when your life is not going that well, you're picking this man to help your life go a little bit better. And usually whatever it is, when you're not doing your best, it's going to be obvious what you need him for. You might need some money, a place to stay, a car, attention, sex, somebody to laugh with, somebody to get out this other situation. Whatever it is going to be obvious what you need. What's going on, cuz? So when it's obvious, his job is easier. But the mission when you're not at your best is to become your best. So as you're becoming your best and you're getting stronger, the things that you need from him change. And usually they get a little bit more intricate, a little bit harder, a little bit more in depth. But that's not what he signed up for. He signed up for weak you. Weak you was easy. Not your best you was easy. His job was easy. But as you're getting stronger, his job becomes harder now. So what is he going to do? If his job is getting harder, but you're getting stronger, what's he going to do? What's his options? He's got to hold you back. He's got to hold you back. He's got to make your life miserable. Makes his job easier. That's just how it goes. It makes my job easier if I can see exactly what it is that you need. But when all of that stuff, when what you needed yesterday ain't what you need today and you need more, it's not what I signed up for. It's not what I signed up for. But most men aren't going to leave you alone. We're just going to try to make your life miserable. We ain't going to let somebody else have you. Hell no. We're just going to make your life miserable. We won't even know that we're doing it. It's almost a reflex because we're going to go for what's easy. So it's the path of least resistance. So the path of least resistance is going to be for me to stay in my lane of the things that I know. I can make you laugh. We fuck good. We go over here and do this. Right. That's what I like. That makes I understand that in my life. So why would I complicate my life just because you getting happier? Something got to give. Something's got to give. So, as a boss, some of the other reasons that women are the boss is because as a boss, there are some things that you need in the characteristics of a boss. One of them is you need someone who is all-knowing. Women are naturally, women used to be naturally smarter than me. It's not quite like that anymore, but women are smart. And as you have children, you're constantly evolving and getting smarter all the time. So you want somebody who is all-knowing. and you want somebody who is looking out for the entire team. That's what makes a good boss. Somebody that's going to look out for everybody, from the youngest to the smallest to the oldest. Look out for everybody. That's not something that men do easily. We look out for ourselves. And if you get something out of it, good for you. But we going to look out for us. That's just how we built. So you want somebody that's going to look out for the entire team. That's what makes women good leaders. And women want to live a life where everybody's feeling good about it. Men want to live that type of life too, but it's not going to be at my expense. I'm going to have to feel good for everybody else to feel good, so I'm going to do what makes me feel good. And usually that's not good. The best thing he can do is to make you feel good, which is going to make his life feel good. But you've got to know how to, once we come back to it, we come back to it again. You've got to know how to stroke his ego. When you stroke his ego the right way, his life will revolve around you. That will be the source of his energy. That will be the source of his good feelings. The source of his power will be you stroking his ego. And once you learn how to stroke it the right way, you can get the best. There are three things, I'm going to let y'all in on the secret. There are three things that really can make a man want to stay in a relationship. First of all, he needs adult supervision. We need somebody that's going to be grown, that's going to make us do the stuff that we don't want to do, as far as paying bills, as far as going to the doctor, as far as if we don't have a job, looking for a job or finishing school, whatever it is, we need an adult in our life that's going to know how to be that adult. You have to be steadily grown, always grown. There are times you're going to be childish or whatever the case, but we need you to be the adult. The second thing that we need is somebody to play with. We have to have somebody to play with. However he plays, he needs you to learn how to play that way. Not to say that y'all going to become a comedy act, but you've got to understand how he plays and be able to feed it. You got to play the straight man sometimes and just let him talk slick and this and that. If he plays video games, I got sisters who are losing the video games. So if he plays video games, then you might need to ask him, is this a release or are you good at this? Let me see. What game you play? Let me see how good you are. What's your score? What's this? And you get into it. Now, okay, if you good, it's a tournament coming up. So I'm going to put you in the company. We're going to put some money down. Are you that good? So you engage him. You play with him a certain way. All of these things are going to separate you from every other job he's ever had. Like, oh my God, this is the best job ever. And the third thing is you've got to be able to speak life into him. You've got to be able to, when he's down, when he's feeling less than, when he's just not at his best, you've got to know how to get him there. Miss Andrews says he has to be a good candidate. Women can't just be doing this with anybody thinking it's good. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why you have to take a resume. He's got to be able to do the job that you need him to do. And if it's going to be a job that's constantly evolving, he's going to have to be dope. And it ain't that many dope people out here. So he can't just be anybody just because you think that it should be easy. And most women think that the job that they're hiring for should be easy. I'm making this easy. And y'all will pick some men that are questionable or definitely hard because y'all have done so many hard things in your life that this is easy. This is look, I raised kids, caught the bus for years, didn't have a place to stay, I did the hard shit already. This is easy, nigga. Just act right. If you just kind of act right, we'll be straight. So most of the time, that's how y'all pick. So y'all not doing the research. Y'all not getting resumes. Y'all not getting references. Y'all not calling ex-employers and stuff like that to really see what the skinny is about this. Y'all not. Y'all just hiring. Like it's day labor or something, but you looking for a vice president. And now he in there screwing up the company. You scared to fire him. Because now you like him. Not the job that he's doing, but you just like him. Or you just scared. I won't even say scared. It's just getting into a relationship is easy. Getting out of a relationship is hard. That shit is, depending on how long you've been in this relationship and what you and this person share, getting into a relationship is getting out of a relationship is some of the hardest shit you will go through. That's why a lot of people just stay. It's way too hard. Y'all got the same friends, your family know them. Hell, we live together. We got same bill. Getting out of the relationship, that's why most people stay. That's why it's so important to know who you're picking. Because getting out of it is way harder than getting into it. Mr. Key says, we as women must take accountability for the things we put up with. Absolutely. Absolutely. If you're going to put up with it, don't cry about it. Ain't nobody locking you, ain't nobody tying you up in the basement every day before he go to work like, yeah, you better not get up out of here. Nah, you can leave when you want to. Y'all just choosing not to and just crying about it. If he's not a good dude, if he's not a good fit for you, then damn it, get the hell up out of there. Marie LaRue says, what are some of the examples of stroking his ego? If you need him to cut the grass better or be more consistent with cutting the grass, stroking his ego is letting him know how well he cuts the grass. This is the part of it that I like. You do such a good job on this part, and you get the lines like this and this and this and that. And what we're going to do, you know what would look real good is if you edge it. Oh my God, because my friends already talk about how good you are at this and this and this. And I'm almost thinking about, shoot, you might have a whole career in this because you do such. Stroke his ego. Stroke his ego. You want him to be able to feel good about putting in his best job. And he's going to do that for you. Most men aren't going to do that for themselves. For us, we'll half-ass some shit. I don't care. We'll live in a box. We still got milk crates for our box spring. We don't give a damn. We only care when there's women involved. So you hold the secret for us. I'm going to take it a step further. Women's job in men's life is to give us a level to come up to. That's what a job is. When you have a job interview, don't you wash the hell up? You look for something. I need this iron. You might get a suit in the cleaners. You start going over your resume. You start practicing your lines. And if they do this and that, that's the same thing we do for women. But those things make us a better person. So us having to walk the gauntlet for this job makes us better for the next job. If we don't get this job, damn, I messed that interview up, but I know how I did this next interview. Right. So that's why you're doing this, to make men better. Women's job is to give us a level to come up to. If we know there are going to be men around, we wash up. We put on our best. We going to make sure all of those things make us a better person just because there are women, just your presence. It ain't even women we know. Just the thought of there being women there makes us have to be better. That's your job in our life. So when y'all start accepting us on some bullshit or as is, or he ain't got to try that hard, or I ain't high maintenance, that's what you going to get. Because at some time and point, you're going to want him to do more. And guess who going to go kicking and screaming? I don't have to do more. It's been cool. What you mean more? How I got to do more? You been liking what I've been doing. Why I got to do more? So I got to do more work now. Your feelings change and I got to do more work. What? What? Your feelings change. Ain't nothing else changed besides your feelings. But now I got to do more work. That shit don't sound appealing. Hey, cousin, how can I get him to talk to me when he gets discouraged about something? It depends on what he gets discouraged about. It depends on how your communication has already been. You can't all of a sudden expect him to start doing something you haven't required him to do all of this time. Just because you want him to more, or it seems like it's frustrating him more. You've got to start it off that way. So, but it is a way to do it. You'd have to give me a call, cuz. Give me a call. That way it's hard for me to give a blind answer without all the variables. If you give me all the variables, I can solve the equation for you. So give me a call. But it can be done, but it's hard to do when you haven't required that from the beginning. That's why it's so important when you get into a relationship, even if it doesn't have to be the relationship. It just might be dating. Even when you're dating, you're always practicing. You're always practicing. So even if this is somebody that you're not going to be with, you have to practice being a good boss. You have to practice your communication skill. You have to practice being able to read this person and seeing, okay, is this a good fit for the company? Who is this person? Can he communicate? Is he bring? You've got to be able to do these things quick. That's what separates you from the corner store to Eli Lilly, not just because you say it. The only thing that matters is results. What type of results are you getting out of this? Everybody talks. Oh, I'm a queen. I'm this and this. I mean, shit. I'm the Pope of France if I want to be. I don't even know if France got a Pope, but whatever. You know what I'm saying. You can be anybody you want to be if you just rapping. The only thing that matters is the results. So if your words and your actions don't match, by definition, you a liar. Who wants to work for a liar? Right. So if I know you're a liar, if I know you whack, if I know you half-ass boss and shit like that, guess who ain't gonna be doing their best? Guess who ain't gonna be showing up on time and being that productive? Guess who don't give a fuck about this job because I can find 5 more just like it? You ain't gonna find 5 more Eli Lillies. You'll find 5 more corner stores. You'll find 5 more Family Dollar jobs. It's not hard. It's not hard. So what are you going to be? And Family Dollar make money, but is it prestigious? Is it something that people are striving to be? Or is it just a stopover till I can do better? This is something that I do when I'm on my knuckles, when I'm out here bad. If I need a second job just to do this, I'll work Family Dollar. Yeah, Family Dollar is probably a multi-million-dollar company. That is who's striving to be at Family Dollar. So if that's what you want to do, I ain't mad at you. That's something, but yeah, you could be Family Dollar. But folks ain't trying to graduate from school to be at Family Dollar. They will take certain courses at school to try to work at Eli Lilly's. So that's what you want. You want to be exclusive. You want to be almost inaccessible. You want somebody to have to work hard to even want to put an application in. You don't want just anybody thinking they can have you. I can just work there if ain't nothing else working, I'll work there. That's not appealing. That's not the type of job. So that's what I mean about what type of boss are you going to be? What type of business are you running? Who are you? So a lot of times you've got to do a lot more self-reflecting as opposed to just trying to be out here and kicking it and looking for somebody else. My sisters have made some bad decisions in their life. And right now they damn near looking for somebody else to make their decisions for them. They have made so many bad decisions that's like, fuck it, somebody else be in charge. And we still talking about men. We still talking about men whose basic goal is ass. And you gonna put him in charge. And wonder why the relationship don't go like that, or why he always cheating, or how come the lights keep getting cut off, or why we gotta keep moving. The hell? Miss Andrew said that's all some can be, so they need to be the cleanest Family Dollar out there. Yeah. If you're gonna be Family Dollar, hey, your Family Dollar better be on the news. People better talk about that family. They better come from the other side of town and be like, hey, go to the Family Dollar on such and such. It's dope. Exactly. If you're gonna be Family Dollar, be dope. Be dope. Most people, fuck it, I'm Family Dollar, so you get what you get. Then they cry later that don't nobody for real. Where all the good men, where all the good employees at? Or they say they want a job, but then they don't want to work. Right. You ain't worth working that hard for. It's a lot of good employees out there. Lots of them. You just ain't worth working that hard for. Especially if you make it easy. And he doesn't go into it thinking it's going to be easy. But he'll hope that it is. Most people hope that the job they're about to get is an easy job. I don't know. Who wants a job they got to work hard? You want a job that's fulfilling, that makes you feel good and pays good. You want a job that you can, hey, I love going to this job. This is, oh, shit, yeah, hell yeah, I love, right. But you don't want it to be hard. But if it's too easy, you're going to take it for granted. If it's too easy, whatever. It's cool. It's cool. I'll do this till something else comes along. I'll do this till something else comes along. I might even do this when something else comes along. So now you just made yourself a second job. If somebody's working Family Dollar and Eli Lilly come along, they might keep Family Dollar as a second job. Ain't nobody keeping Eli Lilly as a second job. You're not. That's the first job. So if you Family Dollar, multi-million-dollar company, you'll always be the second job or the job that's the get me through job. And that's what a lot of women end up being. You just to get me through this time. And y'all try to love them. Y'all try to keep them. Oh my God, I want, because it's hard to get out of a relationship. Y'all fall in love with a fool and then feel trapped. Because you took him around people, let him get in, the kids know him, all type of shit. Now he dug in. And you really like, damn, he really ain't that dope, but getting out of this is too damn hard, so now you stay. Then when you finally do get out of it, you get back out here to dating pool, you weird at best. You're little tainted, little shook, little not even, you don't even feel good about yourself. So now you want somebody else to be in charge of your life because the decisions you've made haven't been that good. So now I'm looking for somebody to be the leader. I'm looking for somebody to be the head. What? Miss Madre, the conversation is we are having a bosses meeting. This is a meeting of the bosses. This is a meeting of the sisters and helping them understand why you ladies, excuse me, why you are in fact the boss. So we are talking about what makes you the boss and why you have to be a good boss. Because to be completely honest, most relationships aren't working, not because of bad workers, it's because you're bad bosses. Yeah. Y'all just hiring anybody and thinking they can do this job and then mad when they can't. They lied on their resume. You didn't even take a resume. You didn't even make a turn in a resume. They said they could do this. So when they showed that they couldn't do this, what you do about it? I mean, but they said they could. Okay. He lied on his resume. Now what you want to do? So, ladies, do we have any more questions? Miss Nikita said, oh my God, that's me. Yes. It's a lot of sisters. So, what we're going to start doing is I'm going to start very soon having different sessions of how to get the best out of your employees. Miss Madre said, that's a damn lie for me. Single and loving it, it gets lonely, but so the fuck what? I feel you. I feel you. What part's a lie? That what? What? I mean, being single is cool, but nobody wants to be single forever. The women are auditioning for relationships now, so the men are the prize. Yeah, y'all screwing that all the way up. If you make the man the prize, he'll always think he can do better. If you let a man feel like he picked you, he'll always feel like he can pick better. That's what our life is. It's the pursuit. So if I picked you, then I probably can do better than you. But if you let him know that you picked him, now he always has the fear of being let go. That's where you want to keep him. That's where you have to keep them. That's what makes employees better employees, knowing that, oh, fuck up. That's what makes Eli Lilly's Eli Lilly's, because you know if you fuck up, there are people who want your job, who are as qualified, if not more. And beyond that, the odds of you finding another job like Eli Lilly, slim and none. So fuck this up if you want to. That's on you. But if you keep giving them chance after chance and let them do, you're not Eli Lilly's. You Family Dollar. Because Eli Lilly not going to give you chance after chance. Nigga, fuck this up if you want to. I'm not going to sit up here and try to talk you out of not fucking, nah. No call, no show? Shit, you know your ass is out of there. No call, no show Eli Lilly and see what the hell happened. Right. So, what you gonna be? You can't cry baby shoes when your employees is fucking off. You hired them. What you gonna do? So, what type of boss are you going to be? They trying to get a job. What you gonna do? You know they out here trying to find a job and they hungry, and you gave them a chance and they disrespected chance, and you figure they're gonna become a good employee because of what after that? Oh, hope. I mean, he just should. I'ma just keep on. I mean, why wouldn't he say he want a job and I gave him a job? So why? Right? Nah. And all of this is practice. You have to practice to be a good boss. So when you do find that great employee, you want to be the perfect boss. Yeah, everybody had a boss that they like. Everybody has. Everybody had a teacher or somebody. Everybody's had somebody in a position of power that they absolutely adored because that person made them feel good, even though that person had a lot of power. Oh, it made you feel good. You feel like you could do anything. And that's what you have to do. When you're in a position of power, you can empower other people. That's your job. So you don't want a partner. You need somebody that you can empower to do their best, to get their best sales. That's what you need. But that takes practice. That's not going to happen overnight. Now, as a woman, you have it in you because you're a woman. So we're naturally drawn. Men and children are naturally drawn to women. So in that, you have an inherent power, but it has to be honed. It has to be practiced in order for you to master it. So that's what you do. Too many women are just dating just to date. Y'all just dating for attention. You have to practice to be a good boss, because Lord forbid you out here dating and find the perfect employee. You find the perfect man and you don't know what the fuck to do and you fucked it up. Y'all might even get together. If he's a good employee and you're a bad boss, you can make him a bad employee. If he's willing to come on time every day and work real hard, and you like, oh, you ain't got to work that hard. You ain't got to come on time. I told you ain't got to be here on time. Then you get a new contract, and now you need him to be here on time. You need him to work a little bit harder, but you already set the precedence. You already let him off the hook. You already told him, I ain't high maintenance. You ain't even got to do that much. So when life takes off and you need more, how you going to get more out of him? How? Now all you're doing is complaining to, I don't know who, Facebook, Insta, whatever, whoever will listen. And, oh, you all right, you a good woman. Anybody be good? Right. But you just fucking up all your employees because you don't know what the hell you doing. So yes, ladies, anything you're going to be good at, you're going to have to practice. You've got to practice to be. You're not going to be a boss like anybody else. You're going to be a boss. How you going to be a boss? How you run your business, how you run your corporation is how you run your corporation. That's on you. And it evolves, it changes. You're a woman. Women are constantly evolving. Y'all are constantly evolving. So you've got to give yourself the leeway to evolve. But you've got to have somebody with you who loves you enough, who relishes in this job enough, who appreciates this job enough, who finds enough of themselves in this job that they can grow and want to grow with you, because as you grow, they grow. But that's not easy to find. So you have to practice it. You have to practice it. And I'm going to be here. If you need practice, let me know. I'm here. I do coaching. Like I said, we're going to start getting together with groups, not groups of random people, but groups of sisters, people who are in your circle. So we'll get together with your circle and we are going to start talking so we can start to hold each other accountable, because the stronger the sisters get, the stronger that the women get, the better the black community gets. Our whole community gets better once the sisters get better. If the sisters get stronger, the babies get better. So my moniker is I strengthen the women to save the children. And in the process, men will learn their place. Ms. Madre says, you're right, Jason, but I'm going to be single until they vibe is reciprocated. Everybody got the answers till they put in that position for hire or fire. You just got to practice being a boss. Got to practice being a good boss. We need another class on this. Yes, ma'am. Feminine boss. Yes, ma'am. Strong positive female energy is the strongest energy known in the universe. That's right underneath God. That's the first thing that you get in life is strong positive female energy, and that will fuel you to go to the moon. That will fuel you to change everything that you believe in. Men will change their religion for the right woman. We will stand in front of a tank for the right woman. We will become the greatest man that we can for the right, but that takes practice. It's not just because you cute. Not just because, oh, he wants to put, nah. You got to know what you're doing. That's why everything looks like this. If it was that easy, everybody be doing it. Everybody would have been able to cute their way into a good relationship. How's that working? People going as far as getting surgery and still can't get a good relationship. The look does matter, but it's way more than that. You have to practice being a good boss. It's not just going to happen just because you think it should. Not just because everything went so bad for so long. Not because your friends keep on telling you, no, you're a good one. It's not how it's going to go. If it wasn't, be going like that already. I ain't talking shit just to talk it. Look at how it's going. Who you know happy? People together, but who you know happy? People are content at times. But who you know happy. Right. It ain't supposed to be like this. You ain't supposed to be miserable. Especially with somebody that you picking. How the fuck does that work? Why would you pick somebody and then be miserable with them and stay miserable with them? This is the only life you get. This is it. Nobody else has been able to figure out this is it. It's not a video game. So why would you purposefully and consistently screw your life up based off of a corny ass relationship that you ain't getting shit out of? And then think that other people are going to find you appealing. Why? Why? What have you done to make being in your presence, let alone a part of your team, look appealing? Besides what you cute? Most of my sisters are working real hard to attract a man. Very few, very, very few can actually keep one. Getting one is easy, and y'all actually are going hard to try to look better. How y'all look was never the problem. Though y'all starting to kind of let some stuff go now because everybody figured they can wig or lash or make up their way into some shit or now go get surgery. So now y'all not trying as hard as you used to, but the look ain't never been the problem. The look has never been the problem. It's what's inside. What's outside is a direct reflection of what's going on inside. And if you miserable, if you unhappy, who the hell want to work for you? Who want to be on your team? And I'm not saying that you unhappy because you just want to be unhappy. A lot of my sisters have been broken from childhood, from some things that have gone on very early. And that's real. But that's not going to, you can't date thinking that people are going to feel sorry for that and then, okay, well, since you have been through so much, then let me just, that's really not how it goes. That's why when you're dating, when you're out here talking to men, you got to be at your best. That's how you're going to attract somebody else at their best. Because if you're not at your best and you attract somebody, that's where they're going to want you to stay. I made a post not that long ago. One of the biggest misconceptions about men and women in relationships is men think that women will stay the same, and y'all don't. And women think that men will change, and we don't. Now, there's an exception to every rule, but for the most part, that's how it goes. That's why you've got to set a standard at the beginning, a high standard at the beginning, and constantly make him meet that standard. Which means if you want him to meet a standard, you got to be on a standard. You can't be on some bullshit and expect the best out of him. How the hell does that work? You bullshitting. Just because ain't nobody calling you on your bullshit don't mean you ain't bullshit. You bullshitting, and you know you bullshit, but you want him to be at his best. That's why most dudes is out here lackluster. If he catch you when you bullshitting, guess who ain't got to work that hard? You over here ain't doing your best. You half-ass doing shit, halfway being shady, acting like a nigga about shit. So why would I have to do my best? You ain't doing yours. And that's another thing with my sisters too. Y'all gotta stop trying to act so tough with dudes. Trying to be a nigga is not cool. That shit's not cute. That's nowhere near. I'm gonna let y'all in on a secret. When you think you tough or you are tough and you really are just the man in a relationship, I wear the pants, I'm this and this and this and this. If you have a man, if you got a nigga, and you a nigga, only two things can happen. Either you gonna out nigga him and he's gonna break down. He gonna be kind of a shell of himself. You gonna be like, man, he ain't even a man. He don't even be doing this. How come he don't do this? I gotta take care of all of this because you broke him by outmanning him. Or he's gonna show you what a nigga really is. You are not about to out nigga me up in this motherfucker. I will burn this bitch down. I'll tear all this shit up. Me and you up in this mother. You are not gonna out nigga me. I don't give a fuck. Yeah. That's how that goes. You do not want to try to out nigga your man. Only two things, and neither one of those are good. Only two things can happen, and neither one of those are good. That's why you will see men fight and shoot and act wild with a woman now because he looking at her like she a nigga. I ain't got to be your protector. I ain't got to be soft with you, nigga. Bitch, you was just talking shit. You was just running up like you was a nigga. What? Right. So since you gonna act like a man, at that point, all bets is off for us. It's bullshit, but that's how it goes. Feminine energy is your power. That's your tool. Positive female energy trumps everything. Everything. Just got to learn how to use it, which means you have to practice. Most people are under the misconception that positive female energy is soft. It's not soft. The approach might be soft because as a woman, as a boss, you're all knowing. You ain't got to yell at nobody. When you all knowing, who you yelling at? When you in complete control, why you gotta yell? Why would you yell? If I'm judge and jury up in this motherfucker, why would I raise my voice? You raise your voice to try to get some sort of response, to try to strike fear in people. If I'm judge and jury, why the hell do I need to strike fear in you? Nigga, it's a rap. Fuck up and it's a rap. I ain't got to yell. I ain't got to go back and forth. Be sweet, be nice, and cut that nigga off sweetly. He'll love you forever, but he ain't gonna put up too much of a resistance because he know he was on some bullshit, and this is the consequence of being on bullshit. Not yapping, not fighting, not talking shit. No, the consequence of being on bullshit, we're done. That's the grown-up way. All that other shit is childish, and it gets you hurt. So, ladies, this was our first bosses meeting. How'd y'all like it? Yes, man. Good shit. Good shit. So this is, as a life coach, this is my coaching style. This is it. I'm not a counselor. I'm not a therapist. My job is to speak your language and help you get to your best self. Wherever you are at in life, we gonna meet there and get you to where you want and need and deserve to be. So, and if y'all haven't got the book, yes, pick up the book. Most of what I'm talking about is in the book. Actually, all of it's in the book. It's worded a little bit different, but it's all in the book. Grab the book. Grab the book. As a matter of fact, get book clubs together. If you get a book club and you get the book in bulk, I will give it to you at a phenomenal price. That way the sisters can read it, and then I can come over and we can have a session like my Sunday sessions used to be. Now we can do it in the privacy of your home or wherever, but it'll be your people, and we talk about the book and go ahead and start this healing process so y'all can stop having these goofy relationships with these dudes and get these dudes better. That's the it. And I got the sisters talking about, well, if we get better, there's still so many women that's out there that's not going to be, let them do that. Because the men are going to gravitate to the better women, and those women ain't even going to want to be out there bad no more, so they're going to try to hype up. So eventually all the women are going to be better, which means the men have to get better because our life revolves around women. I don't give a damn what's going on. If I'm having a bad day, you know what will make my day better? Women. If I'm having a great day, you know what the prize is? Women. That's how it is for me. That's it. With that, y'all have the ultimate control over us. Y'all just have to understand your power and how to use it, so that's something that you have to practice. Where can you get the book? You can get the book from me. You can inbox me and we can meet and you can come and pick up the book. Or if it's easier, you can go to B. Bella Company. Andrea, Pretty Kitty, the Pretty Kitty lady, the Pussy Fairy. She has copies of the book at her shop at 305 West 42nd Street, basically 42nd and Boulevard. And if you can't do either, if you're out of town, then you can definitely find it on Amazon. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure as always. Inbox me, hit me up. Some of you, if you want to go ahead and start private sessions, we can go ahead and start doing that. But sisters, we've got to get better. And the best way to get better is to heal. And healing is a process. And in order to heal, in order to take that next step, you've got to have a guide. If it's not me, make it somebody. But somebody's got to help you get to that next level, because we need you. We need you badly. We really need you bad. It's getting bad out here, and I need my sisters. My sisters are going to be able to save us. That's how our community and our people get better, is our sisters get better. If the sisters get better, most of my sisters are having problems with the men by cheating. If the sisters get better and respect each other, who they going to cheat with? That ain't even going to be something that's going to be on the table unless you're going to go down there with the scallywags. So once my sisters start to respect each other and love each other more, then all of this will get better. The men don't even want to be this bad. We just children. So just like a child, if you let a child get away with too much, they're going to be bad. They don't want to be bad, but you got to show them something different. So the men will change, because once again, ladies, our life revolves around you. So in that, you have the ultimate power over us. So we're going to make this work. All right, ladies and gentlemen, y'all make sure y'all have a good night. Holla at me. Talk to me soon. Peace.